Hey, I made a video on the Heritage Foundation and Trump Gang's Project 2025 last year, and a solid amount of y'all saw it. Now, I'm following up 9 months into the start of Trump's presidency with some pretty trash ass news. Y'all saw the title. To be precise, they're 48% of the way through Project 2025, with the most recent piece falling into place a couple weeks ago. To everybody on the OG video trying to tell me Trump claimed Project 2025 wasn't his plan on the campaign trail and told me I was making shit up. I know y'all got sore knees in the Oval Office right now, but I need y'all's undivided attention while I take the saddest victory lap of my life. I'm using the Project 2025 Observer Live Tracker. They provide sources for every claim they make, like me. The little red gavel means there's a court order, and keep in mind that just because a court blocked it, that doesn't mean an appeals court can't flip it real soon. This halftime show was made possible by today's video sponsor, Aura. Let's get it. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. They no longer process transgender identity data, and they've been directed to promote fertility-based awareness methods instead of contraception. This admin does not like queer people or science, and in JD's own words,
I want more babies.
they're also planning to implement studies into the risks and complications of abortion, correct so-called misinformation about abortion being safe in comparison to the complications of childbirth, stop them from evaluating any social impacts of anything, and cut funds to states that don't provide detailed abortion reports. Just in case y'all weren't aware, JD's already getting his wish for more
Babies.
but he's also getting more preventable deaths to go along with it. For a full film about that, check out my collab with Deja Sade that goes into several maternal mortality cases right here in Georgia. Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services. We already got work requirements this summer added to Medicare, as if it wasn't hard enough to work with. They also knocked down federal incentives for states to expand coverage to more people. What do they want to do instead? They want to push Medicare Advantage, which is run by third-party companies and results in poor medical care and fake diagnoses so those companies can make more money off of you. Even more terrible shit is on deck for CMS, like time limits on how long low-income people can get Medicaid over their lifetime so you can die. Restore drug companies' ability to negotiate higher prices and give control over Medicaid to states so they can transform the money into more convoluted grants with per capita limits. Basically, every change that may be coming is designed to fuck over as many of us as possible. Commodity Futures Trading Commission. Only one thing on the list for this agency, and it ties directly into a scheme Trump and several of his children and homies have directly benefited from: reducing regulations on cryptocurrencies. They got that knocked out back in April when they told the DOJ to ease up on enforcement. Here's the episode I did on crypto scams last year, where I noted that they've already cost us billions of dollars. As long as they're making money though, it's all good. Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This agency does exactly what it sounds like they do. They protect us from the aforementioned scams and a whole lot more types of financial fraud. Project 2025 wanted to abolish it entirely. They got their wish. An appeals court approved the Trump administration's plan to cut 80% of their workforce. Corporation for Public Broadcasting. I know y'all heard about this one. They cut funding for NPR and PBS this summer. These are two organizations that have collectively educated most of the people watching this, because my viewers are smart and they rock with current powerhouse documentary teams like Frontline and classics like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego. I made an appearance on NPR this year, and avocado toast vibes aside, they platform some incredible journalists and experts in countless fields. Both of these are important sources of objective information, and it makes sense that they don't want either one around anymore. Department of Defense, I'm not calling it anything else. Your boy been sending troops to several states, abolished DEI offices in the entire military, prohibited funding for travel to receive abortion care for troops, banned transgender people from serving in the military at all, in addition to keeping existing members of the military from receiving hormone treatments as part of their federal medical benefits. Project 2025 told them to bring back service members fired for not taking the vaccine, like the COVID vaccine, essentially increasing the chances of a COVID resurgence. They did that in January. I know this is what y'all tuned in for, the halftime commercials. Or sponsored this video, so let's check them out real quick. First thing I see when I log in is that they're removing me from hella data brokers without me even having to do anything. Freewheel, Merkle, People by Name, all these services that I would have no idea were using my data for anything. You can check credit via all three bureaus and get your credit frozen. You can check transactions, how much money is going in and out. You can jump back to data brokers and see which ones do what. I'm on YouTube making videos about politicians and religious groups, so I kind of need to know how exposed I am. That sounds like something you'd benefit from. Get 2 weeks free through the link on screen or .com/CamJames and try it out for yourself. Quick self plug, I got deep dives, beanies, hats, shirts, hoodies, everything to keep y'all warm this winter. I was not done with defense. They want to offload work on our allies, lessen oversight on sketchy ass operations like cybercom so they can spy on us even harder than they already do. Withdraw from Europe to prep for antagonizing China even more. Force schools receiving federal funding, that's every public K-12 school and college. They want to force those schools to give students the military entrance test, and they want to be able to transfer weapons to foreign countries without congressional review. The Department of Agriculture, aka the USDA. I was just talking about this. Project 2025 wanted stricter work requirements on SNAP, the government's federal food assistance program, and the government just ended up cutting it as part of the shutdown anyway. What are those work requirements? 80 hours per month. This mostly applies to single people who aren't disabled in any way, acting as caretakers for someone else, or fulfilling the work requirements in another program. Now, for those thinking, that ain't that bad, you should have to work to get food benefits. I feel like you've either never had a minimum wage job before, or you forgot that they can often cut your hours whenever the hell they want to, and jobs offered through any federal registration database aren't in large supply. Don't get it twisted. This is an intentional effort to starve out millions of people. The shutdown is proving that right now. We got TSA agents that can't afford to feed their families. They also took us out of the UN World Food Program, increased logging activities, aka cutting down trees, to manage wildfires. Just a creative way to say we love deforestation. Killed the updates to the Thrifty Food Plan, which is used to calculate SNAP benefits and would have included more people in the program. And fired everyone working at the Low Income Heat and Energy Assistance Program. They hired one back though, so that should fix it, right? Stuff that's on deck at the Department of Agriculture includes more restrictions on who's eligible for SNAP, preventing schools from grouping together to get additional benefits for their students, repealing several programs designed to increase access to food, repealing the mandate to label fake food, weakening regulations on the shit you feed your babies with. It's a long list. The Department of Commerce. Remember how I said this admin hates science and queer people? Let's keep that rolling and add animals, racial minorities, and immigrants. Here's the stuff they've already completed. Banning the Census Scientific Advisory Committee and Advisory Committee on Racial, Ethnic, and Other Populations, because we don't matter. And lessening protections for marine life. Fuck them fish. Very recently, I told y'all about the floods in Texas. More specifically, how big oil and Republicans killed dozens of people there this summer. A big reason that happened is the massive layoffs in these two offices. Right here, the Office of Oceanic and Atmospheric Research, and firings in the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA. There's consequences when you get rid of the people whose job it is to warn people to get the fuck out of the city when a natural disaster is happening. These loser-ass idiots have an obsession with space, like that loser-ass idiot at Tesla, so they want to elevate the Office of Space Commerce for no real reason, while focusing census outreach on conservative groups. What? Why? The stats on YouTube say that most people don't even make it to this point in the video. So y'all tell me if this felt too short, too long, whatever. I got a part 2, part 3 coming, however many I need to get through the entire list. This is a halftime show. I'm not trying to drag it. To anybody impacted by this shutdown right now, this shit is fucking ridiculous, and I'm sorry you have to go through this. It's not fair that the stakes are so high for a shutdown like this to even continue. But it seems like it's either let a bunch of this shit pass and go through and affect millions of people, or end the shutdown. And I don't know, that feels like a very painful first step in revolution to me. But then again, I don't trust the Democrat Party farther than I can throw them. Y'all let me know what you think and which one of these objectives on the list that they've already completed surprised you. All right, I'll be back. Back to your regularly scheduled YouTube bullshit.